Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRFBets race of the day for Friday, August the 23rd, race number 10 at Saratoga. It is the Albany, a $250,000 race for 3-year-old New York breds at 1 1/8. Bet the Albany and several other stakes races at Saratoga on Friday with a DRFBets account. Sign up at drf.com/bet. Access a $100 deposit match. Let's meet the field for the Albany. You can download free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them, handicap along with us. We'll take the field in post position order with a pretty intriguing long shot, I believe, Mike. The upwardly mobile number 1 Daddy Knows, who has already proven his mettle at 1 1/8. They turned him back last time out. Casmania got loose on him. I thought all in all he ran okay.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I think he's an interesting horse in here at a price. He has to improve to win, but he's just from watching all of his races, he just looks like a horse who's sort of learning on the job still. I don't think he really, he's not fully developed at this point. I like that he has a win over the track and the distance, even though that was an off the turf race and he was main track only. He just wants to go long. I think he can get a good trip in this race. I think it's going to be a great price. I'm using it.
Number 2, Bankit, beat 3 of these common foes last time out at Finger Lakes in the New York Derby. He was far back for the first half mile. He stayed in, and that was a pretty wise move from Eric Cancel, I thought, at the quarter pole. Squeezed his way through in between horses. He was bounced around a little bit. It didn't faze him, and he went on to get the job done. I don't know why I feel this way, because I've always liked this horse, but I kind of need to see him do it again.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I guess maybe. Are you a little concerned about the 1 1/8? I'm a little concerned about it, even though he was much the best last time in the New York Derby. I mean, he's running back here against a couple horses beat. He ran way better than those horses in that race. So I think it makes him really tough in here. We'll see about the distance. If he gets it, I think he's going to be hard to handle in here.
Next 2 horses in this race are going to be big prices. The 3 Dancers for Token is still a maiden. Finished ahead of a horse that came back to run second with a 74 buyer in a maiden last time out. Connections just open. Distance is the great equalizer.
Yeah, he might need even more than a distance that he likes to beat this field.
Make Mo Time was eased on turf last time out. I won't hold that race against him. 2 starts back, Daddy Knows handled him no sweat.
Yeah, it's true. He just couldn't keep up in that race around the turn. He was staying on at the end, but he was staying on pretty slowly. He's got to really improve.
I think the 5 Blind Willie McTell has just as much natural ability as any horse in this race. He showed it sprinting early in his career. Now, last time out in the New York Derby, they stretched him out for the first time, and it seemed that Linda Rice was kind of reluctant to stretch him out, but you got to go where the big money is, and that's where it was in the New York Derby and here in the Albany. I thought he ran okay. He's the kind of horse that can show speed, but with Not That Brady in the race, how aggressive do you want to get on a horse where you're worried about the distance?
Yeah, that's the real problem, because I would just say if they were going to take a shot in this race, then just let him run out of the gate and try and wire the field. But with Not That Brady in here, that's not going to be an easy thing to do. I think he's really talented, Dan. I also think he wants to sprint.
Let's take a look at the Timeform U.S. Pace Projector. We're expecting a red bar situation. We have Blind Willie McTell sitting second, although if they want to go, he will go, and Not That Brady might be able to sit on the outside in second. That's the advantage of Not That Brady being outside of Blind Willie McTell. As for the 6 Funny Guys, very consistent. He's always right there, whether it be turf, whether it be dirt. Call me crazy. I know he hasn't won on the turf. I like the way he moves better on turf than on dirt.
He's run well in his 2 turf starts. He's also a good dirt horse. The big question with him is distance. I don't know how far he wants to go. He's very consistent, though. He's very tactical from a running style standpoint. So there are things to like about him, and he's going to be a price this time. He's been the favorite in his last 2.
The 7, Not That Brady's just taken on top competition all year long. Travers Bound Tax, Travers Bound Tacitus, Travers Bound Looking at Bikinis. He's a very fast horse. And in the New York Derby last time out, a long shot pressed him in the early portion of that race. And I think the jock got a little cute turning into the stretch, trying to float a couple horses wide. And then the next thing you know, he's getting banged around in between horses. He ended up finishing second to Bankit. There's the big question about distance, especially if he has to go too fast, but this horse has got some guts, and I think the 1 1/8 is within his scope if he gets a breather.
Yeah, I mean, you only have to go back to the Withers back in February. I mean, he ran a 95 buyer over this distance as just a newly turned 3-year-old. I mean, he can get this far. I'm concerned that a horse like Blind Willie McTell is going to force this horse early, and that could get him beat. But overall, I don't see how you can really knock him. I thought he ran great 2 starts back off that little layoff. That was a very strongly run race. He just got run down by looking at bikinis.
Now, if Just Right sits the trip that Timeform US is projecting, I think he's got a big shot. If Blind Willie McTell, Not That Brady hookup, Just Right could be in the catbird seat under Johnny Velasquez, third in the New York Derby last time out. I think he's got a route-oriented pedigree. But what did you think about the New York Derby as a whole?
Well, I mean, I hear what you're saying about him sitting a nice trip in this race because I think he can, but didn't he sit that trip in the New York Derby? He just sat third while New York Brady was taking pressure. Not That Brady was taking pressure. Came up to challenge him, and he just wasn't good enough at the end. I thought he had his chance last time, Dan. He couldn't get it done. I didn't really see it being any different this time.
If distance is the great equalizer, we know the 9, Dupes Point, can get it. He's run well at 1 mile and 1/8 in the past. The issue is this horse has burned a ton of money throughout his career. Last time out, beaten a half length. I know Fiery Opal is a nice older horse that came back to run third with an 84 Buyer's speed figure. Hey, again, if you want to go distance, Dupes Point might be the one at a price, but 5 times second out of 8 lifetime starts, he's going to better figure out where the wire is.
It's a problem. You're right. I still like this horse. I have a little thing for him. I think he's okay. I think he fits well in this race. I really felt like he should have won last time, though.
Casmania has stretch out speed, is coming off a gate-to-wire effort, has an aggressive jockey, and I guess the one way they can win this race is if they try to take the race to everybody else, because I'm not sure that Kendrick Carmouche is going to be raiding with Casmania. The question is he this good?
Yeah, he probably isn't. I like him as a horse as well, but this seems like a tough spot for him.
Top pick time for our DRFBets race of the day, the Albany. He's going to have to work for it, perhaps every step of the way. I think Not That Brady's the best horse in here, though. I'm going to use him over the 6, Funny Guy.
I went 7, 1, and 2. I want to use Daddy Knows in this race and hope he can take a step forward here.
7, 6, 5, 2 for me. Let's see if Not That Brady can last 9 furlongs in the Albany. Get involved with that DRFBets account. Remember, there's a $100 deposit match waiting for you at drf.com/bet. Approximate post time for your Friday race of the day, the Albany, 5:50 Eastern. Good luck.